I decided to do a little Etsy shop update so that y'all can see what's in the store and maybe get a little bit of a better look at some of the things and get some questions addressed, that kind of thing. So I'm going to try to do these kind of regularly, maybe once a week, once every couple of weeks. Don't panic. The channel is not turning into an all Etsy all the time situation. That is not what I want, not what I'm about. But, you know, we like to eat at my house, and being able to buy food is just kind of something we enjoy. So that is the whole reason behind the Etsy shop. You know, just to earn some extra money, and plus this is really fun. Several people have asked, okay, aren't you sick of the vinyl billboards yet? You know, because they know me and I have an attention span like this, and usually I do something 2 or 3 times and then I'm like, ooh, done with that, off to something else. But this has really just held my attention, and I think it's because I've just barely scratched the surface on what this vinyl will do and what we can do with it. So I'm still kind of in mad scientist mode, you know, experimenting and playing and coming up with new ideas, so it's still fun. But yeah, anyway, that was just to say that there will be an occasional Etsy shop update, but never fear, this is not going to turn into a super commercial thing all the time, because I don't want that. I don't like that. It's not, you know, it's just not me. I would just rather give it away for free. Does that make me an art slut? I think it does. I think I'm okay with that. Yeah. So let's start with brushes. Okay. I offered these a while back. I just had one size just to see, you know, if there was any interest in them, and there was. So I got an assortment of all 4 sizes. There's the little bitty number 2. There's the number 4, which is the first size that I had. And then I added number 6 and the big Mama Jamma number 8. So these are available. I have quite a few of them. I ordered a bunch because they come from China and they take forever to get here. So I wanted to have a bunch on hand so that I wouldn't run out quite so quickly. So brushes are still available if you're interested. Those are great for using with your stencils. I've shown that on videos, or just regular painting. They are workhorse brushes. They're coarse hog hair, so you can really kind of torture them, and they don't mind. They seem to like it. They're just weird that way. So those are brushes we've still got, and pretty much every time I cut vinyl, it produces scraps. I have no interest in stockpiling scraps for any reason whatsoever, so they go out the door just as soon as they possibly can, or at least I bag them up ready to go out the door. And y'all have been grabbing them. I don't know what you're doing with them. I'm kind of anxious to see. I know a couple of mosaic artists have bought some to use in their mosaics, which I think is super cool. But I have those available in half-pound and quarter-pound bags, and they're all going to look about like this, because the way that we cut, it produces a lot of strips. Some are about 1 inch wide, some are a lot skinnier, and I keep them under about 7 inches so that they'll fit in the bag, which fits in the envelope and keeps postage costs down. Occasionally you'll get some larger pieces, some squares, but it's mostly strips. Now later on I may be able to offer some assortments of unfused vinyl scraps or some larger fused pieces, but for now expect strips if you order the scraps, and it clearly says scrap strips. Okay, I've had some questions about that, so just so you know. But these are great for, I mean, just using as a little spine reinforcement on any of your journals. You know, you need a little something heavier for the spine. Perfect for that. Or, you know, you can cut them into tiles. Speaking of tiles, do you have any interest in vinyl tiles, fused vinyl tiles, like 2x2? Because this is a size scrap that I do fairly frequently end up with, and I could cut them into these little you know, art tile things, maybe 10 for $1. I don't know. I really haven't done the pricing yet. But I just don't know if anyone would be interested in buying them. I use them. I use them like crazy. Whoa, I'll show you what I use them in. I'll have to go get it because I forgot. Hang on. This is what I do with the little 2x2s. I make little tiles. These I made the other day. They've got a collage background and then I doodled a flower on it. See, it's the vinyl. And then some of them are just painty collagey. And if you order a custom keeper or you order other stuff, but you order a custom keeper with it, you will get one of these tiles. So every custom keeper order gets one tile. If you order 6 custom keepers at one time, you only get one tile. Because I can't be spending all my time making tiles, although I've already spent quite a bit of time, as you can see. But I wanted to include a little handmade something with every order that includes a custom keeper. So that's what this is. And if your order is over $50, and this one I just came up with the other day, so you know I haven't really implemented it yet, but then I would include a like an ATC or a larger handmade something, handmade by me. So those are for orders over 50, and then these are for custom keeper orders. So that's what I do with them. They're great for little gifts or happy mail, or you know, to include in a journal or whatever. So let me know if you think these should be a thing or not, because they're a little tedious to cut. If it's not, you know, if no one thinks it could be a thing, then I don't want to bother, because we're still hand cutting these like with a blade and straight edge. So yeah, it's tedious, but if you want it, I will do it for you. I'm just that kind of a giver. ATCs are, I think they're sold out. Hopefully by the time you see this video, I'll have them relisted. And that is something that I cut out of scrap. And I do want to have available to y'all. They may vary in what you get. You know, some are a combination of white ones and then darker ones. This last batch was like all dark because I had tons of black vinyl. This one has some interesting colors, so I may call it like a dark colored assortment. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, they're all great. And you know, for these, oh, I didn't trim that one well. Reject. For these, they are really perfect for altering anyway. So whatever is on them doesn't matter much, because you know, you can paint them, you can collage on them, you can just make them super cool with very little effort. I have a video on that. So yeah, that's what these are all about. So ATCs are something that I do want to carry consistently. But like everything, all of the vinyl stuff, it sells out quickly because we can only make small batches. It's just me and Jason over here fusing and cutting and stringing. So, you know, if it runs out, just check back. It'll be back. It just might take a little time. So those are all the little accessories. Now on to the custom keepers. And I want to show you at least one of each different size. This one is another one of those. Hopefully by the time you see this video, they'll actually be in the Etsy shop. This is the smallest one that we're doing. It's the A7 Mini. And it will hold a little journal up to 3 inches by 4 inches. And you can get little A7 journals. These are, I don't think they're 3 by 4, but they're close anyway. Like this. At Jet Pens, or I think I've seen the size at like the AliExpress or Wish, or you know, those import companies. So it's cute. And then as you can see, I've left a lot of room, extra room, and that allows the book to get really fat. So you can just stuff these little babies full of all kinds of notes and lists and whatever, and there's room for it to get fat. But it's a perfect size for carrying in your purse. This will fit in your back pocket most likely, unless you're just a little skinny girl, and then I don't want to hear it if your pocket's too tiny for that. I really don't. But yeah, these are great little notebook sizes. So that is the A7 Mini, and the patterns are similar to this. I actually made them out of the Gorillaz Billboard. Okay, confession time, I had to Google that. I didn't know what that was. I get this billboard, it's got these 4 freaky looking characters, awesome colors, but freaky characters on it. It said Gorillaz. I'm like, what? I had to Google it. Okay, Wikipedia says it's a virtual band. So I always call it the virtual band Gorillaz, as if I know what I'm talking about. I don't know what a virtual band is. What is that? I don't know. But anyway, their billboards have some colorful, cool stuff. So that's what this is, but it's nothing really, it's all just like weird splashes of color here and there. No pattern or anything on these. All right, A7 Mini. Next is, this is the quarter page size, which is the Custom Keeper Junior. And you can see that it holds like a half a sheet of 8.5 by 11 folded in half. That's the size for it. And the pattern that I have available for this right now is still from the HBO series Veep. So it's a lot of black, gray, and red. It had a giant flag on it, and then some people faces. So there's that size, that's junior. And the next size, this is the B6, which is really not a size I am that familiar with. But I had several people send me messages asking if I was ever going to have a B6 size. So, all right, I made B6. It holds, it's about a 5 by 7 size journal is what it holds. I don't even have a sample journal to show you, but that is what it's about, 5 by 7. And the only pattern this comes in right now is from a billboard for the bar method, which I guess is some kind of exercise thing. I'm really not sure. But there were ladies on it in exercise outfits, so that's what I think that is. Next, also by popular demand, this is the traditional traveler's notebook size, which holds the regular traveler's notebook size inserts, and all of the custom keepers will hold up to 4 inserts or 4 places for you to put your own folded pages, whatever. And this one is the billboard from the Henrietta Lacks movie. Was it HBO or Netflix? I don't remember. I saw the movie, it was great. But the billboard, it has this color on it, and I really like it. So that's the regular traveler's notebook. And then of course the full-size custom keeper. And this one is made to hold one full 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper folded in half. Or it also holds the Moleskine XL, and this is the large size. So you have options there. This one features images from the Kingdom billboards. I love this one. It is a giant mouth. There's the teeth. I just think that's super cool. And there are other cool patterns from this billboard. It had a wide range of interestingness on it. And finally, this one was also requested. This size custom keeper is for the composition notebook or the extra large Moleskine XL. And it will hold 4 of them, and I did leave plenty of room for it to get fat, because I know a lot of folks who work in their composition notebooks like to stuff them. So this will expand to hold 4 fat composition notebooks. And this is one of the images from the Gorillaz, what you call it? The Gorillaz Billboard. That's the word I'm searching for. And as you can see, it has a fabulous image on it because this is called a prime cut. And I will tell you what prime cuts are in just a minute, but I want to show you a few more of the other patterns. In the Custom Keeper Junior size, I've got also, these are from the Henrietta Lacks Billboard. And as you can see, I've got a nice stack to trim out. They're all freshly fused. They just need to be trimmed and punched. So these will be coming up as a pattern available in the junior size Custom Keeper. And let's see, this is also from the Kingdom Billboard, and it's a Traveler's Notebook size. But you can see that it's a lot different from this part of the Kingdom Billboard. Same billboard, but it had just black and white, and then this teal color, and then it had another orangey kind of color on it. It was a really cool billboard. So that's another option for the Kingdom Billboard pattern in the regular Traveler's Notebook size. And in the regular full-size Custom Keeper, I have the Kingdom pattern. There's, I think, only these two left in the Tour de Pharmacie, which was an HBO movie that was a parody on the Tour de France. It was really kind of a funny movie. Lance Armstrong was even in it, which surprised me. But these are two, I think the last two available in that pattern. Also in the full size, this is the last Walking Dead pattern that I have. It just has some pieces of some letters, and then on the inside, this was part of a leather jacket that just kind of looks like a cool pattern. So one of those left. Prime cuts. Okay, here's how this works. When we get a billboard in, most of them are 6 feet by 9 feet. And we turn them over in the back and we draw a grid on it so that we can cut, it's all the same size Custom Keeper out of one billboard using as much space as possible. I have it all patterned out where we use every square inch that we can. There's very little waste. What that means is you get really random stuff like this, you know, which is great. And everybody's really loving the kind of random, what is that? You know, cool text or patterns or whatever. And you don't get to choose what you get. You just kind of get what you get, because I get what I get. They don't let me choose which billboards I order. So it's a surprise for me, so it's a little surprise for you too. I just pass on the surprise. But now that we're selling more and we're you know, generating a little more income and getting better with our cutting, we are able to offer what we're calling prime cuts. And these are intentionally cut from the billboard in a way that showcases a really cool image or part of an image. And that's what this one was. You can see that it was just, you know, this wasn't cut randomly. I cut it on purpose to capture his eyes, right? And these are in the regular Custom Keeper sizes. They cost a little bit more because they produce more waste. You know, I have a template that I lay down and trace around to get the image that I want, but that means that, you know, it's not perfectly square on the billboard and it produces more waste. So that's the reason for the cost difference. But if you really want a cool pattern and one that you don't feel like you need to paint over or cover up, these are great because you get exactly what is in the listing. These are listed individually. It shows the picture, you know, opened up, the full front and back, so you know exactly what you're getting. And I've got just a few in various sizes. There's this one. Now, some of these are really hard to see, and I don't know that you'll be able to see them at all because they're dark. The billboard was very dark. The images are dark, but there are some striking green eyes on this one, if you can see it at all. I don't know. But when you get it, you know, you can see the image, but it is dark. So know that. I don't, you know, no surprises there. It is dark. This one is probably the darkest one because he doesn't have the striking green eyes. He's got regular eyes, but let me tell you what, this is pleasant to look at. You have to hold it just right in the light to be able to see it, but when you see it, it's pleasant to look at. I don't know who this young man is, but I would like to carry him around in my arm like this. And then the inside's just plain. Actually, I think that's the top of his head right there. But this, actually the face goes like this, is the image on this prime cut. And he is a prime cut, let me tell you. Okay, those two and this one were all from the same billboard. I think it was an AMC series called Humans. I may be wrong about the AMC part, I can't remember. But it's called Humans. I don't remember. I read the description and it's about androids or something. But this is another part of it. This one is dark too, but it's not as dark. You can see more of her flesh and then the lips right here. And that is the front of the journal. So this one's a really cool prime cut. And this one are both full size, and this was the little A7 mini. And then the rest of these are the composition notebook size, which, did I mention how difficult these are for us to make? Anytime we list composition notebook sized custom keepers, there will probably only be a few because our equipment is not set up to handle the size. And we have to fuse it in sections, and then you get a crease if you're not careful. There is a level of skill, almost an artistry, in the fusing to make sure that it fuses completely flat without scorching and without creating a seam on these bigger ones. So that's why anytime there's composition notebook sizes, there's just a few, and they usually are gone pretty quick. These are also from the Gorillaz Billboard, and it's just the eyes of the little characters. This one has some kind of blue tinted glasses. And then this one is this freaky little character. I don't know what is going on with his eyes. They're like solid black and almost scary looking. So I think he would be just a great Halloween, you know, cover. Or I just kind of want to draw something in his, I want to give him an eyeball in there. And these are actually fairly smooth. You know, some of the vinyl is extremely textured, and then some is smooth, and you know, it's just variations in the vinyl, I guess. So this one actually could be doodled on with like a paint pen. A Posca would work well. And then he's got these big nostrils that are kind of funny. There's that freaky little dude. And then this one is actually kind of cool. I don't know, was this one a girl? Because it's got red heart-shaped glasses. And then they're kind of tinted with blues and purples. And I really like this one. This one's fun. And the insides of all these are just plain, or they may have some random text on them. So those are what prime cuts are. And I hope to have some more of those as we're able to get more billboards, different ones. Sometimes I get repeats, and I think that would be a really good time to do prime cuts and, you know, cut them more intentionally so that they have interesting things on them. That's the plan anyway. So that is all I have. Just wanted to give you a peek into what's in the shop. And when it changes, or you know, there's something else interesting, then I'll do another update. As always, you can ask any questions that you might have either here or send them through Etsy, either one. Let me know if this would be something you would buy, or if you'd rather just cut your own out of scraps. You know, occasionally there are scraps big enough to do this, but usually they're a little smaller. And our next goal is to be able to handle custom orders or special requests. And can't really do that yet because, you know, we want to get really good with what we've already got before we add something else. But that is something I would like to do. If you say, I've got a journal this size, can you make me a cover for it? I want to be able to say, yes, I can. Or, you know, can you make me one of these but leave off the center hole? Because right now, this, you know, we make them all exactly the same. We punch them the same. So if you want the center hole left off, that's a custom order. I would have to make a whole new one. And I want to be able to do that. So that is what we're hoping to do next. Okay, that is it. I've rambled long enough. I will put links to the shop in the video description so you can go over and check it out if there's anything that you want. If not, just stay tuned because there are more art videos coming up. In fact, I have 2 on my mind that I just need to film, 2 fun things that we've not done before. So hopefully I'll be able to get those filmed in the next week or so. That's it. The end.